In this video we're going to be talking about any number of weird and wonderful creatures. Wait, no, turn it off. Nintendo's going to go after this video. Get it off! Hello. In this video we are going to be talking about the forces of nature for Kings of War Vanguard. The forces of nature are one of the arms of the Green Lady. They are the magical embodiment, I'd say, where you've got the herd, which is the physical embodiment. The Brotherhood is the well, I don't know what the Brotherhood is. It actually the soul. I don't really know what the Brotherhood. Put in the comments below. But the forces of nature are the magical embodiment of nature, in a sense. It says it in the name, really. They, like the Northern Lights, they've got a lot of different races in there, mixed from salamanders to naiads to centaurs and a lot of others. So, the Warband special rules, starting with Forest Dwellers, needs 1 power to use. Until the end of the current round, all models in the Warband have the Pathfinder special rule, which is nice. You can use this multiple rounds, which, nothing wrong with that. Lurker, during deployment, choose any one of your support models to become a Lurker and nominate any piece of terrain not impassable and not in a deployment zone for them to hide in. Make a note of the terrain and set the Lurker model to the side. Okay. Any one. Okay, so you just choose one and it sets up in a piece of terrain to do an ambush thing. Okay, right. Ambush uses 1 power to use. During any turn, if any enemy model ends its movement / action within 6 inches of or inside the nominated terrain that the Lurker is with it. The nominated terrain needs... Vanguard seems to be scared of commas. I'll start that one again. Ambush needs 1 power. During any turn, if any enemy model ends its movement / action within 6 inches of or inside the nominated terrain, then the Lurker is revealed and put into contact and engaging the enemy model in any arc. The Lurker does not count as charging, but may make an immediate free melee attack. Resolve the attack, then mark the Lurker as fatigued. It may be activated later in the round. If it survives, the enemy model's turn is then ended. Nice. So if you've got Wind Blast going, oh, that'd be nice. Get Wind Blast going, push them towards. We'll see if we get that. Or if they have to move or flee towards the terrain piece, that's going to be nasty. May be activated later in the round if it's right. Yeah, okay. Alternatively, the Lurker may be revealed, costing no power, at any time during one of its Warband's turns. If activated, it is activated as normal and placed in or within 1 inch of the nominated terrain, at least 3 inches away from any enemy model, and it starts its turn marked as fatigued. So yeah, essentially the model goes in, does a bit of damage, or you can reveal it and it just does what it needs to do, but be careful, it starts as fatigued. Do you have to do this? I would say you do, but do you have to? Needs a little bit of FAQ there, I feel. Next we have the faction specific spells, starting with Vengeful Flock, which is long, 6-inch range. A blizzard of furious birds is summoned. Target a single enemy model within 6-inch. Roll 1d8 to see what happens. On a 1 to 4, the target and all models within 2-inch of it suffer a 2d8 6+ melee attack. Roll for each model separately, which is nice. Especially if they're going to get ready for a group charge or a group shoot even. 5 to 6, the target and all models within 2-inch of it suffer 2d8 5+ melee attack. Roll for each model separately. That's a little bit bland. 7 to 8, the target model suffers the full fury of the flock and suffers 3d8 3+ melee attack. In addition, if the model survives, it is picked up and moved 6-inch in the direction of the caster's choice. Then it is placed knocked down and fatigued. This model can not be placed in impassable terrain or within 1-inch of another model. This, if you get a 7 or 8, could be comboed if used right with the lurker. That could be really impressively used. I've got to say the spell seems a bit lacking in the sense of 1 to 4. Oh, hits on a 6. 5 to 6. Oh, hits on a 5. Surely make the 5 to 6 a 4+. That's all I'm saying. But the 7 to 8, that's really good actually. It's not a bad spell, I guess. It's a bit short range, but it is what it is, I guess. Next we have Barrier of Vines, which is long, 12-inch range. Place a 1-inch by 6-inch marker anywhere within 12-inch of the caster in open ground and clear of any models. The area described by the marker is height 10. Wow. Impassable terrain that blocks line of sight. In the end phase of each round, roll the dice. On a 5+, the barrier is removed. The casting model may only have one such barrier in play at any one time. So just to make it clear, you're going to really need 2 markers, one near the caster and one where you cast the spell, in order for the no confusion really. It's a nice defensive spell if people are getting ready to group charge, or you're near a objective and you want to make it longer for the enemy to get round. This would be useful. It'd probably be useful for enemies flying, because if they can't they can't charge, so they can't fly over the thing to see what they need to. Honestly, it's a pretty good spell. Pretty straightforward, does what it needs. Yeah. So, starting with the Grunts, we have the Salamander Unblooded. 11 points, 25mm base. Speed 5, melee 4, range none. Armour 5, nerve 6, 2 wounds, height 2. Crush strength 1, 2d8 in melee, none at range. Bit expensive for a Grunt, but considering the stats of it, kinda expected. Melee of 4 with strength 1 and 2 wounds for a Grunt is pretty impressive. The main weakness of it is the nerve is a bit low. Other than that, it's a pretty good Grunt. It's a pretty good Grunt indeed. Next we have the Centaur Tenderhoof. 15 points, cavalry base. Speed of 7, melee of 5, no range stat. Strangely enough, I'd have thought it'd be able to come with a bow, but hey ho. Armour of 5, nerve of 6, 2 wounds, height 3. Headstrong and cavalry. 2d8 in melee, none at range. Point to prove. While within 6-inch of a friendly Centaur Chief model, this model automatically gets a down but not out result when reduced to 0 or fewer wounds, even though it is a Grunt. Which, if you are going for a Centaur Heavy Force, this is amazing. Grunts are usually dead when they're down and out. Down when they fail a down but not out. When they die. Yeah, that is quite good. Stats aren't horrible either. Nerve is naff, but armour 5 and nerve melee 5. That's not bad. Speed of 7. It's a good outflanking unit as well for its speed. It's not meant to be anything amazing, but because it's a Grunt, but it's not bad. It's not bad. So next we have the Warriors, starting with the Naiad. 12 points, 20mm base. Speed 6, melee 5, range 5, armour 6, nerve 5, 2 wounds, height 2. Regenerate 7+, 2d8 in melee, 1d8 at range. Comes with a trident. A model hit with the weapon is marked as fatigue, which is nice. Can take a harpoon gun for 3 points, making it 15 points. Harpoon gun, range 9, piercing 1. So armour's not great. Regenerate 7+, so 2 out of 8 times it'll work. Fine. Melee and range, they ain't bad. Shame I ain't got 2d8 at range, and I thought it would have done. But then again, range 9 with piercing 1 with not really any downside. Yeah, okay, I guess. It's not bad. The trident is really helpful making the enemy fatigued. I mean, even if they want to retaliate, that's going to be a bit of an issue. It's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad. It works for what it is. Next we have the Centaur Brace Strider, 22 points, cavalry base, speed 7, melee 4, range nothing, armour 5, nerve 5, 3 wounds, height 3, cavalry, headstrong and smash, 2d8 in melee, none at range. It's not a bad cavalry unit, not bad warrior actually, bit expensive, but considering it's kinda expected. A melee of 4, which is nice, 3 wounds for a warrior, that's always helpful. It's just good all round. No crushing strength, but I suppose if you take a two-handed weapon, that helps. It does make it a lot more expensive, and making it armor 6, which can be an issue. Next we have the Centaur Bray Hunter, speed 7, melee 6, range 5, armor 5, nerve 5, 2 wounds, not 3, height 3, cavalry and headstrong. 1d8 in melee, 2d8 at range. Comes with a bow, which is 12-inch range, and piercing X. So, the Centaur bow, any hits scored when making a ranged attack with its weapon have piercing X, where X is the number of dice that failed to score to hit in the attack roll. For example, if a ranged attack with a bow using 2d8 result in 1 hit and 1 miss, the single hit is resolved using piercing 1. That's weird. That's very weird. Here's the thing. If you get a load of exploding dice, so if you roll 8, you roll another dice, could this mean you get a lot of piercing? This is something that needs a bit of FAQing, I feel. It's not a bad range unit, got to be said. You could potentially get piercing on range 12 with speed of 7, so it's not a bad outflanking unit either, like the other Centaurs. I think it's a bit expensive, if I'm honest. But most range units are slightly more expensive than their melee. Oh no, it's cheaper than the Brace Strider. Okay. Maybe make it 18 points. It's only got 2 wounds rather than your 3. Your armor's not bad for a range unit, that being said, so yeah, okay, I can get along with that. Next we have the support, starting with the Naiad Ensnarer, 20 points, 20mm base, speed 6, melee 5, range 5, armor 6, nerve 5, 2 wounds, height 2, regenerate 7+, and swarm. 2d8 in melee, 1d8 at range. Comes with a trident. Model hit with this weapon is marked as fatigued, which is nice. Net breakaway actions from this model are made rolling 2 dice for the armour roll rather than 1. Each hit failed causes a wound as normal. That is painful. It's not as painful if something's got really good armour, but there's always a risk of it dying. So yeah. Ensnare, when this model is attacked in melee in its front arc, the melee attack suffers a -1 modifier, which is nice. Especially if the ensnare is able to retaliate, which is always great. Entangle uses 1 power to use. When this ability when the model suffers a melee attack, the model has the power special rule until the attack is resolved. Okay, that's not bad at all. Needs a power to use, which okay, fine. So this is one of those you use to set up as a lurker for the ambush. Fine, I guess. I suppose because it's got a trident, it's marked as fatigued, so yeah, it could be good if it's a command model. The ensnare is a bit expensive, but as an entrapment unit I can see it working really well. Next we have the Wild Companion, 13 points, 20mm base, speed 7, melee 5, no range stat, armor 6, nerve 5, 2 wounds. Considering how small the model is, 2 wounds, okay. Height 2, it's got Pathfinder. I'd have thought it'd be a grunt, but whatever. 2d8 in melee, none at range, sorry. His master's voice. So goes to HMV a lot, okay. Uses 1 power to use. Use this ability to activate up to 2 friendly Wild Companion models within 3 inches of a friendly command or Spellcaster model. The activations are taken all at the same time, but the models may complete the activations independently. This is not a group action. This can be formed in addition to the normal +1 model activation if brought with power. Ooh, so if say a Naiad shot its harpoon gun, then you activate this. This could be really powerful. It's not a great unit, but if you have a lot of them and use them right, these could be really powerful. To activate up to 2 friendly Wild Companion models, they can complete their activations independently. These could grab objectives if used right, or these could do a extra group action, which if you've got enough power to use, this could be really useful. Next we have the large, and there's quite a few, yes there is. Starting with the Earth Elemental, 35 points, 40mm base, speed 4, melee 5, no range stat, arm 4, nerve 4, 6 wounds, height 3, sorry. Crush strength 2, smash and steady, 48 in melee, none at range. It's a really good large unit. It's not bad pointed, a bit cheap in my opinion. Does the job. Its main weakness is slow, but considering what other units the Forces of Nature have, they make up for it quite a lot. Next we have the Fire Elemental, 40 points, 40mm base, gives 1 red power die, speed 5, melee 5, no range stat, armor 4, nerve 4, 3 wounds, height 3, regenerate 6+, 3d8 in melee, none at range. Elemental Fire. This model may make a ranged attack with shoot action, so it's 9-inch range, 3d8 breath. This attack always hits on a 5 regardless of any modifiers, which is nice. It's just basically breathing more fire out at you, which isn't bad at all. Nature's Inferno uses 2 power to use. Uses ability when the model makes a ranged attack with elemental fire before any dice are rolled. This attack has piercing 1. I can understand why it's 2 power to use, because it's a breath weapon with 3d8 and at 9-inch range. That's got to hurt. So the Fire Elemental isn't bad. It's got no crushing strength, which is a downside, but it gives a power dice. Armor's good, nerve is good. 3 wounds is a bit low, but it is what it is. It's 5 points more than the Earth Elemental. I suppose if you want something with a pretty decent range attack, the Fire Elemental is good, but if you want something that really hits hard, Earth Elemental is where you've got it. Next we have the Forest Shambler, 33 points, 40mm base, speed 5, melee 5, no range stat, armor of 3, wow, nerve of 5, 6 wounds, height 3, crush strength 2, steady, 3d8 in melee, none at range. I'd have thought that the Earth Elemental would have better armor of 3 considering it's made of rocks, but hey ho. It's faster and more durable than the Earth Elemental. It's not rolling as many dice. It's got the same amount of wounds. It's 2 points cheaper. It's more defensive than the Earth Elemental. It hasn't got smash like the Earth Elemental has. Nerve's not as good as the Earth Elemental. Overall, I think the Forest Shambler is better, only because its armour is better, if I'm honest. Next we have the Water Elemental, 32 points, 40mm base, Speed 6, melee 5, no range stat, arm 4, nerve 4, 4 wounds, height 3. Crush strength 2, regenerate 6 plus. 5d8 in melee, none at range. So let's see here. You've got the earth element. So ignoring the fire elemental, because the fire elemental's got a range stat, a pretty good one. So that's what the main point of the fire elemental is. The earth elemental, you've got steady. And you've got a nerve of 4. Actually, that's not really a thing, because the water elemental's got the same nerve. So what bonuses are you getting? You've got steady. No, sorry, you've got smash. And that's kind of it. Weaknesses is it's slow. The forest shambler has got the best armor, but also got the worst nerve out of the close combat large. The water elemental has got regenerate and has got the most dice, but has got the least wounds. That's pretty much it. So actually it's choice between the forest shambler and the water elemental. Actually, the forest shambler has got best armor, but the water elemental has got regenerate and has got 5 dice in melee, and it's 3 points cheaper than the earth elemental. Even though the earth elemental is really good, the forest shambler and the water elemental is better. Next we have the spellcaster. It is the druid. There's another spellcaster, but we'll save that for a bit further down. 36 points, 20 mil base, and gives 1 red power die. Speed of 5, melee of 5, range of 4, armor of 6, nerve of 4, 3 wounds, height 2. Gives inspiring. Melee of 2, 2d8 in melee, 1d8 at range. Spells, you've got heal, which is short, lightning bolt, which is long, wind blast, which is long. Range boost, which needs 2 power to use. Use this ability to increase the range of one of the caster's spells by 6 inch, where range is specified. The range boost must be paid for during the caster's activation, just before the chosen spell is cast. Now, this is rather more interesting than other range boosts. The reason being is you've got the spells. You've got the Vengeful Flock, which is a bit short range, but with the range boost, you've got 12-inch range on it. The Barrier of Vines is also really good, because it means you've got 18-inch range on it. So that could be a really useful ability. The spells, oh yeah, I've got Wind Blast, so that could be useful for getting the lurker going. Get the druid to push the target into the terrain so the lurker can pounce out and smash the enemy. You can get a lot of combo potential going off with this faction. Yeah. 1d8 at range, which is a shame, but you have got range of 4, which does make up for it somewhat. The spells it's got already is not bad. You've got utility with the heal and the wind blast. You've also got an offensive with the lightning bolt, which is nice. Spiring's always good. Armor's a bit low, but for a spellcaster, it's kind of to be expected. I think it's okay. It's about spot on for the points cost, I think. So the spellcaster command is the Gladewalker Druid. 40 points, 25 mil base. Gives 1 white power die. Speed of 5, melee of 4, range of 5, armor of 5, nerve of 4, 3 wounds, height 2. Inspiring and steady. 2d8 in melee, 1d8 at range. It's got heal, which is short, lightning bolt, which is long, and Tanglefoot, which is long. No one I've seen has got that. Huh. Nature's Defense, which uses 2 power to use. Sorry, 2 power. Use this ability when an enemy model attempts to cast a spell and is within 9 inch of this model. Before the spell is cast, but after any boosting is declared, roll a die. On a roll of 5+, the spell fails with no effect. Any action, short or long, or power the model used is still spent. Ooh. So, Oh, if you've got enough power off, you could just cancel spells like Wano, and there is some really nasty spells out there. Yeah, this could really be a devastating model. Yes, it uses a spellcaster and command slot, but considering what it can do, that could be really, really powerful, and it's worth it, I think. Next, we have the command, starting with the Salamander Veteran. 28 points, 25 mil base, gives 1 red power die. Speed of 5, melee of 4, no range stat, armour of 5, nerve of 4, 3 wounds, height 2. Crush strength 1, inspiring, grunts and warriors only. 2d8 in melee, none at range, bit low. Ordeal of Fire, uses 2 power to use. Use this ability during this model's activation, before or after an action, even if it is engaged or knocked down. Friendly salamander, including the veteran itself, and fire elementals are immune to the effects of this attack. All the models within 2 inch take 2 automatic hits with piercing 1. Make armor rolls as normal. This ability can be used once per game. So this is a bit of a risky one. If you've got non-salamander / fire elemental models nearby, this is going to hurt your own stuff. Especially if you've got naiads, this is going to hurt them a lot. But it is nice to have this as just of a precaution. If you've got enemies doing a group charge on the salamander veteran or something nearby, this can be a really effective thing. If you're using it on some and there's a earth elemental nearby, I don't think it's really going to affect it that much. On a forest shamble, it's really not going to affect it that much. Stats and abilities wise, it's a bit average. That's why it's probably so cheap. It kind of feels like it's a pseudo support option rather than a command option, with it inspiring, giving the power dice. Stats aren't bad, but that's why it's so cheap for a command option. It's not bad by any stretch of the imagination. If you want cheap command, Salamander Veterans where it's at, I guess. Next we have the Centaur Chief. 43 points, cavalry base, so it's not cheap. This one gives 1 white power die. Speed of 7, melee of 3, range of 4, armor 5, nerve 4, 4 wounds, height 3. Cavalry, headstrong, inspiring and smash. No crush strength, which is a shame, but hey ho. 3d8 in melee, 2d8 at range, comes with a bow, which is 12-inch range. This isn't bad. You could get a two-handed weapon, which yes makes it armor 6, but gives it a bit of crush strength. It's not bad at all. Hitting on 3s with 3d8, giving 1 white power dice, which is nice. It's fast, which is always helpful. Range of 4 with 2d8 at range. That's not bad at all. I thought it'd have marksman, a scout or something, but hey ho. 4 wounds with a nerve of 4. That's nothing to be sniffed at. I'd have thought it'd be 40 points, but hey ho, it is what it is. And what it is a pretty powerful command unit. The Forces of Nature have got some really good stuff. They're a good all-rounder force. They aren't the cheapest force by any stretch of the imagination. Also, a lot of the stuff, their armour is a bit meh. But they have got some good armours with the Forest Shambler with an armour of 3. They've got some really good range stuff going on. You have to get a little bit of work out of it, but it can work. The ambush thing has its uses, but I don't think it'll be the game-winning strategy. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. Their spellcasters have got some good combo potential if you set it up. That's the thing with this faction. You've got some really nice combo / synergy, same word, isn't it? Potential. I'll start again. They have some really good combo. They've got some really good synergy potential depending on what models you use and how you use them. You're going to have to get a bit of work out to make them work, but you really can. You've got also a lot of options on how you want to build the force. Do you want to go for naiads? Do you want to go for salamanders? Do you want to go for centaurs, or do you want to go for a mix? Ideally you want to go for a mix, but just going for any type, I don't know, fire, water or earth, I suppose. You've got a mix. they have got good range stuff, but you have to make it work. Their armour in some cases is a bit meh, but it's made up for the fact either they've got good speed, good attacking capabilities, or something else besides. The spellcasters are amazing combo potential, and they are a faction where I think spellcasters are going to be your biggest boon. So that's it for this video. Goodbye for now.